What's up guys, Sethum here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Fallout Shelter. I will be expressing my personal opinions and experience about this game, which has been released in the middle of June this year. I've been playing this game for about a week now and I have been enjoying it. It is a very good game overall. However, there are a few issues which I will talk about later in this video. Also, I must say that this game has opened up my appetite for the new Fallout 4, which will be released on the 10th of November this year. And I'm really looking forward to this new game. I will definitely be queuing up for this game when it's released. Now, to get to business, Fallout Shelter is a game designed for your mobile device, and it can be downloaded for both the Apple devices as well as Android devices. And for this particular video, I've used an Android device, which happened to be my phone. Now, in this game, you'll be playing the role of the Vault's Overseer, which means you will pretty much have to build and manage your own vault. In this game's short tutorial, it will show you how to do all of these things, but once it's finished with it, you're pretty much on your own. And you will have to manage the vault as the Overseer, which means you will be telling your dwellers where to go and what to do, keeping into consideration their special abilities. In Fallout Shelter, there are 4 types of resources. There is energy used in running your vault, food to keep your dwellers' health up, water which will be treated in order to prevent radiation poisoning and ultimately keeping your dwellers healthy, and caps, which is the currency of the game. Apart from managing your resources and dwellers, you will also have to get new dwellers in to fill in the empty spaces. Now, there are 2 ways you can achieve this. You can get your dwellers that you already have to pretty much hook up in the lounge, after which they'll make their ways to the bedroom and produce your babies. Now, obviously, with this method, you will have to wait for the babies to grow into full-fledged vault members. And the second method to get dwellers in your vault would be to build a radio station and obviously wait forever and ever until a dweller comes knocking at your door. Now, going back to the baby making method, which I found to be the most efficient in this game, I can say that I did like the dialogue between the characters whilst they're flirting with each other before they start making their babies. However, if you decide to go all baby making crazy to fill your spaces, you'll end up being spammed by messages to alert you that a baby has been born. Now, I didn't particularly mind the baby birth alert popping up. However, what I did find annoying about this was the fact that every time the message popped up, you were pretty much interrupted from what you were doing and you were zoomed out. Now, imagine this message going off every couple of seconds as you're trying to play the game. Not very fun, is it? Anyways, after the baby message pop-up, you will then have a child as a little dweller. Obviously, you will not be able to assign him to anything until he becomes a full-grown adult, which is one of the things I do like about this game, as you do have to wait for the child to grow into an adult. Moving on to the visual side of this game, I personally like the graphics of it, especially the 3D graphics when you zoom into the rooms and just have a look around. But I also like the fact that the game uses the cartoonified images that we've all seen throughout the Fallout games to illustrate the dwellers, along with the ability to customize your dwellers by equipping them with gear and different types of weapons, as well as being able to name the dwellers when they are born. Another thing I do like about this game is the ability to send dwellers out into the wastelands to scavenge for armor, weapons, and caps. And the part that I like the best about this feature is that when you send your dwellers out to scavenge the wastelands, you will be better rewarded for sending out high-level dwellers, as they will be able to scavenge for longer, which means that they will find more caps and more items to bring back to the vault. But also, the special abilities of the dwellers that you send out will contribute to what they find. So, for example, when you send a dweller out that has a lot of luck, that dweller will find more caps in his scavenging, as well as better gear. And strength, along with perception, will contribute to that dweller's ability to withstand more damage as well as do more damage. And a great feature about sending out dwellers to scavenge is the ability to equip them with reserves of stim packs and radaways, which will in turn obviously increase the amount of time that they spend out scavenging. Now, the annoying thing about this is that every time I did open up the window to see what my scavengers had found, when I did try to select the next scavenger, at times the button wouldn't work and it wouldn't scroll to the next scavenger despite me pressing it a couple of times, whilst on other occasions it would just close out the window. Bearing in mind that I did play this game off my smartphone, I did find the arrow that did scroll to the next scavenger which I had sent out far too small, and at times I struggled with it. As you increase the numbers of your dwellers, you will unlock the abilities to build rooms that will increase certain special stats, which allows you to increase your dwellers' special abilities and performances. Also, it's important to note that each specific room that you will build in your vault will require a specific stat. So, for example, the water treatment facility will require perception to maintain a good production rate. So, On this note, I do like how the game uses the stats in running your vault and making it efficient, but also the stats do affect your dweller's happiness in relation to where they work. So for example, if I were to place a dweller with a lot of strength into the water treatment facility, that dweller would become unhappy, and obviously this would impact the production rate. So up until this moment, all is handy dandy and fine. However, the life of an overseer isn't all that easy, is it? While life in the vault can offer a lot of fun things to do for you and the dwellers, there will also be challenges that you and your dwellers will have to face off. For example, monsters and raiders, and the occasional fire. When events like this do take place, they will affect your production rate, as for example, raiders will decrease the resources that you have gathered so far the longer they remain in the vault. The thing I like the most out of this game is Mr. Handy. Now this is a robotic butler that you can buy with real money. If you do decide to buy Mr. Handy, I must say that he is not that expensive and he's quite rather helpful around the vault, as you will go around picking up the resources, saving you a lot of tapping to do. For those that do decide to purchase Mr. Handy, it's important to know that you can only assign one butler per level. While he does help a lot with gathering the resources, this isn't his only function. He will also help with hazards and fend off enemies. My favorite thing about Mr. Handy is the lines that he comes up with. I found this really funny. Bearing in mind that this is a short video, I'm sure I've left out a lot of things that could have been said about this game, but overall, I personally think this game is worth downloading and playing, and I give it an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and you can also follow me on Twitch where I stream live gameplay, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. You'll find the links to these in the description below the video, along with the link to the game.